Welcome back, folks, to the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast. On today's show, it's Michael and Greg. That's right. We're going to have a little conversation. Michael Colligan and Greg Ehrich. And we're going to have a conversation about some interesting things in just a moment. But before we do, we got to go to KeystoneTech.com. Greg Ehrich, KeystoneTech.com, the Big Easy.
A longtime sponsor of the show. They've got all this product we always know about, but they keep coming out with more,
I know.
including exit and emergency. Might as well round it out and do it all. Now they've got the full line coming. The exit signs, emergency lights, combo units, all the stuff that goes along with it. They're in every single building. Exit signs, emergency lights. I overlook them all the time. I'm done overlooking them. Selling them every day.
Good for you. And I'm still trying to get that Linta line through my head. That's a beautiful line, that Linta, that fixtures. It's nice stuff. And of course, so you go to KeystoneTech.com for the Big Easy. That's KeystoneTech.com. And of course, we're members of the National Association of Innovative Lighting Distributors. Do you have light bulbs in a warehouse? Do you sell them over the counter? Do you sell them over the phone? Do you sell them on Amazon? Do you sell them on your website? If you have light bulbs in a warehouse and you sell them, this is your crucial shield. The National Association of Innovative Lighting Distributors, NAILD.org. We're doing an amazing training session for lighting controls. We're going to have a certification for lighting controls. We're diving in head first with Lightovation in Dallas at the Dallas Market Center in June. And don't be a chump. Go to Light Fair, Greg Ehrich.
You've got to. We're just on a text chain with a group of lighting people today, lighting dorks, and you ready to go to Light Fair in Vegas? And everybody said, "Oh yeah, we'll be there."
I can make it work. I can make it work.
Everybody's happening. It's happening, man.
Gotta go to Light Fair. Don't be a chump. What's happening, Greg Ehrich?
Oh, I'm here. It's getting close to year end, and that's when it gets crazy in the lighting world, or maybe everybody's world. But right now it is. What about you?
Well, I mean, everyone's busy right now, because of the time change in the lights. Oh, I can't believe all the lights burned out at once. How often you get that in October, November?
All the time.
Yeah, they probably didn't all burn out once. I'm not going to say anything to you, but yeah, sure, they all burned out at once. No problem.
Yeah, well, we might as well fix them all.
Might as well just fix them all right now, right? But really what happened is they slowly burned out over summer. The time changed, and all of a sudden you noticed it at 4 o'clock. When it's dark, you notice that it's not as bright as it once was. So, all that aside, I've been dabbling in other businesses for years, as you know, and some of them have turned into legitimate businesses, like the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast, for example. But I like to dabble. I like to try new things, probably more than is healthy for the average businessman. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, for you, yeah. You're a wild man.
Like, I'm more interested in the idea and seeing if it works than I am in making money. That's part of the problem. You know what I mean?
Yes, right. You're always coming up with new things, and I'm like, well, I'm still doing what I'm doing. I got to go do this to make money. And you're like, whatever, I'm going to this.
Like these light trespass mitigations. Like, this is such an amazing, wonderful thing that we took on in the foundation, where we go to see if the lighting's bad or good, and you're on some guy's backyard and you're measuring light levels.
Yes.
And it's super cool, but there's no money in it. But it's super cool. I just want to see where it's going to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's kind of like the excitement of the unknown. Is like, what's going to happen with this? I don't know. But why not try it, experience it, get after it, and
maybe we can make some money doing something different. And oftentimes we have, and sometimes we haven't. Right? Restoring Darkness podcast is an example of where, Nailed didn't really get a return on investment. Michael Colligan's never been paid for one show.
And you've done a lot of them.
A lot of shows on the Restoring Darkness podcast, for sure. But you know what? In all my travels and all this sort of stuff, and I'm going around and I'm doing business and I'm making business and I'm doing crazy things. You know what I've noticed? There's a lot of integrity in the lighting distribution business. You know that?
Yeah. Yeah. I compared to everything else you've been involved in?
Yes. Yeah. You know what I mean?
In general, I wonder. I mean, I don't know. I know a little bit, of other business types too, and I would say, yeah, the integrity is definitely higher in lighting than in the other thing I was involved.
Specifically, lighting distribution. Specifically, lighting distribution. So, between my commercial, industrial customers that buy lights from me, and condominiums and residential properties and all this stuff, they tend to pay their bills in 30 days, and everybody's happy. If there's problems, we solve them.
Yep.
right? I pay my bills to the vendors. I don't think we've ever had a collection call except for they forgot to send us an invoice.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? And there's like this chain of trust that goes all the way through the lighting distribution business to the top. And it's not there in other industries, I'm telling you, that I've dabbled
You know
in.
what? Yeah, but what is kind of hitting me is it because it's a tangible product that you use daily? Like, yes, you did my lighting. I see my lighting. It's here. It's working for me. Here's your money. Versus, you talk to me about this or, whatever else it might be. But like maybe it's a tangible product that makes you have more integrity, makes it have more.
Yeah,
And
like
there's labor. I know. I get
people
that.
bought their groceries and they got the bananas. That's what you're kind of saying.
Right. Right.
The
I
bananas are
ate my
there.
banana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I've just been and I find that and I'm going to add something to it. I find that the people that I in the lighting and distribution community in organizations like Nailed and other organizations too, actually, the ones that come on this show all the time. NED is another one. Ayla, we know a lot of people in those spaces, and I find them to be people of high integrity, where
Yep.
you could make a handshake deal with the guy.
For sure. You trust it. You know it's going to go through.
And some of these other businesses we work on, I mean, the AR is out of control, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a forgotten thing. Like, oh yeah, you did that, but I'll pay you whenever. No, you did it. Hey, you're
Yeah.
done.
Recycling's like that. People don't like to pay for recycling.
I think it should be free because they're doing the right thing for the
I don't
environment.
know what it is. You know what I mean? Like there's a
Maybe.
hard AR in the recycling side. There's also lots of good customers there too, but I'm just saying like I'm noticing this. And but you know where it's the worst?
Where?
And I think you hit the nail on the head. In the bits and bytes industry of podcasting and selling videos, like stuff like this.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking about our sponsors on the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast, who we love and are amazing. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm just talking about in other areas of that. I think you hit the nail on the head. You might have answered my questions because you're not actually giving them the tangible product. They don't actually have the new light fixture above their head or something.
But there's other industries that it works in. So there's something maybe to the podcasting thing because I mean a lawyer gets paid, right? Most of the time, do they?
No, they have huge ARs.
Okay, so they're
Lawyers are
sometimes
probably
providing.
that's probably the worst example of all
Okay,
of
not
it.
lawyers, accountants.
Yeah. Accountants get paid, I think. Yeah, I don't know exactly. I never heard my accountant complain about having his ARs overloaded. But lawyers, they
Yeah,
all have huge ARs. Clients never want to
they
pay lawyers.
overcharge.
They
Yeah,
never
they
want to pay.
overcharge.
That's why they charge you up front because they know you're probably not going to pay them in the end.
Right.
That's
But
why
yeah,
they
I mean
work
there
off
there are
retainer.
like professional service industries where you're providing a service and you get paid for it. Um, but yeah, there's something to the podcast game
Yeah, for
studio.
sure.
I mean, what do you think? You have some idea why it is? What it is?
Look, you really rattled me there because I thought it was I couldn't have figured it out, but the tangible part of it is for sure. It's also there's something in distribution where there's a rhythm. You're
Hmm.
ordering so much stuff all the time, you have to have a system of payment that is manageable and an inventory system. And so part of that is actually cutting the check, right? And
Yeah,
that's when you've completed that rhythm and that cycle. So I see that there. But I think also that some of the podcasting arena, some of the other businesses I've dabbled in, it just has a different group of people in there that think they can break deals.
sure. Yeah, maybe it's because of the nature of the publicity behind it. You're dealing with a personality,
Yeah, I don't
maybe.
know specifically what it is. I think there's I've seen a couple different things in the podcast. Like you and I, how many? So we're you and I are executive producers of the Lighting Controls podcast, the Restoring Darkness podcast, the Contractor Distributor Show, the Sales Synopsis, all these different shows that we've created since we started Get a Grip on Lighting. And yeah, I mean, there's something to the podcast game which is close to the lawyer level of people. Outside of Get a Grip Online, like I said, we've never had a problem with any of our
Yeah.
sponsors that Get a Grip Online. But outside of that, the core show, our main show, there's always been something funky in there, no?
Yeah, it does seem like that, and I don't know if I can pinpoint exactly it, but it might be some of that. But the real question of all this, is it worth it?
No, but
Are you
yes,
sure?
but yes, it
Yeah, there you
is.
go. Yeah, exactly.
I love producing podcasts. I don't know what it is about it. I just get a
Yeah,
real kick out of it. I get a kick out of the challenge. And, we're revamping the Get a Grip Studios website. So there's Get a Grip on Lighting. And then I started Get a Grip Studios here to produce podcasts. And we have a good team. We have a good team, Greg.
mm,
Scott and
yeah,
Scott
absolutely.
here. They're good producers and we do good work. And we produce podcasts for other people. But yeah, I've been in this run of where just running into like I had this one case. The guy wanted a lower price because we planned the job so well and pulled it off so efficiently.
You did too good a job, too
Yes.
quick.
It was like a 200 relamp,
Yeah,
200 light bulbs. So I just laid it out perfectly and I said, "Do you want an hourly rate or a flat quote?" He goes, "Give me a flat quote." I said, "Okay, no problem. Give you a flat quote." Laid it out perfectly. The guy says, "You did it too quickly. It only took you 6 hours. You shouldn't charge me $1,000 for labor." And I said, "Yeah, but it's not negotiable now, bud."
yeah. We got time and material.
Yeah, being on a quoted job makes me think through all the problems up front, so I don't have any problems. If I'm on time and materials, I start billing you right away, and the
Yeah,
problems get figured out as a cost in the time and materials. Now I got to take
right.
the guy to court. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah. But I think back to your deal of it's always worth trying things. Like, don't sit back. It's boring. Sitting back is boring. I get it. You have limited time. You don't want to waste your time. But also, you don't want to just sit there and do nothing. You got time. Everybody's got a little time to squeeze something in. Something weird. Try it.
My son says to me, he goes, "You always got tons of stuff on the back burner,
Yeah,
cooking, just saucing up till
yeah.
it's ready, and then you pull it off the
Can be.
back burner, you're ready to go
Yeah.
with it, right? You just
You're
keep it
hungry. You
moving."
get that thing.
Yeah, you just keep it moving along until you never know when like Voltaire says, what does he call it? The cogito, not the cogito. I think before, therefore I am is the cogito. The other one is an idea whose time has come.
There you
Sometimes
go.
it's an idea whose time hasn't come yet, like the Restoring Darkness podcast, for example. I
Because
just can't let it go.
you know it's coming.
I know it's coming. I know it's coming. And I just, it's not because I really really want to be a part of that movement because I know that you and I and people in Nailed and the foundation can really add to that movement.
Absolutely. It's
So I
about to
want
be.
you to go to nald.org right now. Join us, man. Join us. Go to nald.org. We're making moves. We always got things on the back burner that we're saucing up and cooking up in different projects. And if you want to work on this industry at the highest level, maybe help us take out the deep state. We're serious about that.
Well,
That's legit. So you know
yeah.
who you are, deep state actors out there. We're coming for you guys. And then so you go to NALD.org, of course. The Big Easy, Greg Ehrich, Keystone Technologies, KEYSTONETECH.com.
Making your life even easier now. You can do all the lighting and everything around, and then you do the exits and emergencies all with one company. They got it all for you. Love it.
What a great growth story, eh? Man, Keystone.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com. And don't be a loser, Greg. I got to see you at Light Fair.
Never be a loser. Get to Light Fair. Again, this podcast we talked about, don't sit at home doing nothing. Get to Light Fair. That's where you learn. That's where you meet people. That's where you grow.
What are you, not American or something? You want to support non American?
You're
Get
not.
down to Light Fair. I'm Canadian. I'm the circadian Canadian, apparently. So, and then finally, hey, Webster Marsh, the host of the Lighting Controls podcast, which Greg and I are the executive producers of, proud to be the executive producers of that show. Well, those guys are doing great, man. They've passed us a couple
Absolutely.
times. And
Yep.
hats off to Ron and Webster down at LCP. But Webster is putting on a controls certification course. We're tying it all up with Lightivation at the Dallas Market Center in beautiful Dallas, Texas. And you can register online. Go to nald.org, register for that. It's pretty hot, man. I saw the emails coming in on the weekend. People
Yep.
are excited about this control certification, Greg Ehrich.
That's
So
right.
go
Ready
down
to
there.
roll. You got to get
It's
there.
Yeah, you got to get there. So couple, you got to be in Dallas in June, and in Vegas in, is it May or is it April?
May, May,
May.
May.
Vegas in May at Lightfoot, folks. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.